Welcome, I'm Dr. Mandell, and today we're talking about three powerful vitamins that can supercharge your legs, helping you move better, feel stronger, and improve circulation. Naturally, your legs carry you every day, walking, standing, climbing, but weak circulation, muscle tightness, fatigue, and nerve discomfort can slow you down. These three vitamins I'm going to share with you are backed by science to support leg strength, blood flow, nerve health, and muscle energy. And best of all, you can get them right from everyday foods. For a moment, think about your legs, the silent engines that carry you through every day of your life. They lift you, move you, balance you, and protect you. They allow you to run toward opportunity and walk away from danger. Yet most people don't realize that deep inside every muscle fiber of those legs lies a switch, a biological ignition system that determines how strong you feel, how stable you stand, and how powerfully your muscles contract. And that switch is controlled by one of the most overlooked nutrients in modern society, vitamin D. Scientists call vitamin D a hormone more than a vitamin because it influences over 2,000 genes and acts on virtually every cell, including the muscle fibers in your legs. And here's the shocking truth. Studies show that nearly 1 billion people worldwide are deficient. That means billions move through life with weaker muscles, slower reflexes, and poorer balance. And many never realize why their legs feel heavy, tired, or prone to cramping. One 2015 meta-analysis revealed that people with low vitamin D levels had significantly reduced lower body strength, slower walking speeds, and higher risk of falls, especially in older adults. But this isn't just an issue of aging. Teenagers, athletes, and everyday adults now show deficiency rates that are climbing every year, driven by indoor lifestyles and poor dietary habits. What most people never hear is that muscle cells actually contain vitamin D receptors, tiny docking stations that wait for this nutrient to activate them. When vitamin D attaches to these receptors, it triggers a powerful reaction. Muscle fibers contract more efficiently, calcium flows more smoothly inside the cell, and the muscle becomes capable of generating greater force. Without enough vitamin D, those receptors stay silent. The muscle fibers lose strength, contractions weaken. The legs feel older long before the body does. Imagine two identical individuals walking up a staircase. One has optimal vitamin D levels, the other is deficient. The first climbs with power and stability. The second climbs with effort, gripping the railing, feeling their thighs burn faster, their calves fatigue sooner. Nothing is wrong with the muscles themselves. They simply lack the signal that tells them to perform at full capacity. Researchers at the University of Manchester found that vitamin D deficiency can reduce muscle fiber size, particularly the fast twitch fibers responsible for strength and explosive movement. That means the nutrient doesn't just activate muscles, it can determine how much muscle you actually have. And yet many people dismiss symptoms like leg fatigue, instability, or frequent cramps as signs of aging. They don't realize these can be biochemical messages, quiet warnings from their muscles that the body is running low on one of its most fundamental resources. This deficiency goes far deeper than strength alone. Vitamin D plays a critical role in calcium absorption, which means it directly influences the structural integrity of your bones. When vitamin D levels drop, the legs don't just lose muscle power, they lose skeletal support. The bones become weaker, more brittle, more prone to stress fractures. A 2017 study in the Journal of Foot and Ankle Surgery showed that patients with low vitamin D were dramatically more likely to suffer foot and leg fractures. And yet again, most people never connect the dots. They don't realize that the nutrient meant to strengthen their bones is the same nutrient responsible for powering their muscles. Vitamin D is one of the only compounds in the human body with this dual role, the ability to fortify both the structure and the engines of your legs at the same time. Without it, everything from walking to standing to climbing becomes harder. But when levels rise, the transformation is often profound. Picture someone who spends most of their day indoors, working at a desk, avoiding the sun, eating foods with barely any vitamin D. Their legs gradually lose power. They struggle to get up from chairs. Their balance becomes less certain. Then something changes. They start spending 10 minutes a day in sunlight. They begin eating salmon twice a week. They include eggs in their morning routine. Within weeks, the body wakes up. The vitamin D receptors inside the muscle cells activate. Calcium flows where it should. Neural signals travel more smoothly. The muscles contract with more force. Strength returns, not from training, but from restoring the biochemical foundation that muscles depend on. This is why some people who feel too tired to exercise aren't lazy or unmotivated. Their muscles simply aren't getting the signal required to perform. In one study from the University of Birmingham, older adults with higher vitamin D levels had significantly better leg performance without any strength training. Just having the nutrient at optimal levels made their movements more controlled, more powerful, and more stable. The researchers described vitamin D as a silent muscle optimizer because its effects often go unnoticed until deficiency sets in. That's when people begin to feel the creeping weakness, the subtle instability, the cramps that come out of nowhere. And yet this weakness can often be reversed with the simplest habits. Habits as natural as stepping outside and nourishing the body with real foods. Nature placed vitamin D exactly where humans would encounter it effortlessly, in the sun. 15 minutes of sunlight on the skin can trigger the body to produce thousands of units of vitamin D, more than many supplements provide. It's one of the few nutrients the body is designed to create on its own, a biological clue that it was meant to be abundant. But modern life has changed everything. We work indoors, travel indoors, entertain ourselves indoors. Humanity has drifted away from the very environment that once kept our muscles strong and balanced. And now, leg weakness, fatigue, and falls are soaring globally. Doctors are seeing young adults with muscle performance levels once only seen in the elderly. And many of these cases share the same underlying factor, vitamin D deficiency. But there's hope in this story, powerful hope, because restoring vitamin D is one of the most scientifically supported ways to reignite muscle strength. When researchers supplemented deficient individuals, many showed improvements in muscle control, faster reflexes, stronger leg extension power, and reduced risk of falling. The muscles weren't gone. They were simply waiting for the signal to activate. And once the signal returned, so did the strength. This is the part that inspires so many people. The body wants to heal. It wants to become strong. It wants to support you. It simply needs the building blocks to do it. Every time you step into the sun, every time you choose foods like salmon, egg yolks, sardines, fortified plant milks, or sun-exposed mushrooms, you're giving your muscles the fuel they've been waiting for. You're flipping the biological switch that tells your legs to grow stronger, steadier, and more dependable. You're not just eating, you're activating, you're restoring, you're empowering the very limbs that carry you through your life. And perhaps the most powerful truth of all is this: your legs remember strength. They respond quickly when given the right signal. Vitamin D isn't about supplements or trends, it's about reconnecting with the fundamental biology of human strength. And when you give your body what it was designed to receive, your legs can transform in ways most people never imagined possible. Think about how often you rely on your legs. Every step, every climb, every moment of balance that keeps you upright and moving through the world. But beneath every movement, there is a hidden electrical system firing signals at lightning speed from your brain, down your spine, and into the nerves that control your legs and feet. And this entire system depends on one nutrient so vital, so irreplaceable, that when the body runs low, the legs begin to malfunction in ways that are often frightening, silent, and misunderstood. That nutrient is vitamin B12. Most people think of B12 as just another vitamin on a nutrition label, but inside the body, it's closer to a neurological lifeline. It builds the myelin sheath, the protective insulation around nerves that allows signals to travel at incredible speeds. Without strong myelin, those signals slow down, misfire, or fail altogether. And when that happens, the legs are often the first place you notice it. A person may feel tingling in the feet, a strange buzzing in the calves, a creeping numbness that seems to rise slowly over time. They may feel weakness, heaviness, or an unsettling sense that the legs aren't responding the way they used to. And here's the chilling truth. Studies show that nearly 40% of adults are deficient in vitamin B12, often without knowing it. Deficiency doesn't start with pain. It starts with silence, slow, invisible nerve damage that can continue for years before symptoms appear. Researchers at Harvard found that vitamin B12 deficiency can mimic neurological diseases because of how profoundly it affects nerve conduction. One study from Oxford revealed that low B12 can cause myelin to deteriorate so severely that gait, balance, and coordination are disrupted, even in young adults. But most people don't notice the early signs. They blame the numbness on shoes. They blame the fatigue on stress. They blame the weakness on aging, even if they're only in their 30s or 40s. No one thinks of a simple vitamin deficiency. And while the legs weaken on the outside, something even more damaging is happening on the inside. Vitamin B12 is required to form red blood cells, the cells responsible for delivering oxygen to every muscle fiber in your body. Without enough B12, these cells become enlarged, deformed, and unable to carry oxygen efficiently. The result is a condition called megaloblastic anemia, which leaves the legs starved of oxygen. Muscles fatigue faster, climbing stairs feels harder, walking long distances becomes a struggle, not because the muscles are weak, but because they can't breathe. Imagine two people taking the same walk through a park. One has optimal B12 levels. Their muscles contract smoothly, their nerves fire accurately, and oxygen flows to every fiber. The other has low B12. Their calves tighten quickly, their thighs feel heavy, and within minutes they feel tired, far more tired than the walk should make them. Their body isn't broken, it's underfueled, and this is where the danger lies. B12 deficiency disguises itself as something else. It looks like aging, it feels like laziness, it acts like fatigue, and it progresses so slowly that many people don't realize what's happening until the symptoms become loud. Numbness that doesn't fade, burning sensations in the feet, balance issues, and muscle weakness that seems to appear out of nowhere. Neurologists warn that prolonged B12 deficiency can cause nerve damage that becomes permanent if not corrected in time. That's how powerful this nutrient is. It is not optional. It is not replaceable. It is essential to the wiring of the human body. And yet the modern world is becoming increasingly deficient. Why? Because B12 is only found in animal-based foods: eggs, dairy, fish, poultry, meat. As diets shift and food quality changes, millions are unknowingly consuming too little. Those who take certain medications, acid blockers, metformin, antidepressants, are at even higher risk. And here's something shocking. Studies show that even people who eat animal products regularly can still be deficient because absorption declines with age, stress, and digestive issues. That means anyone can develop low B12, any age, any lifestyle, any background. But there's something hopeful in this story too. The nerves want to heal. The body wants to repair. And B12 is one of the few nutrients that can literally rebuild the damaged insulation around nerves if caught in time. When someone starts restoring their B12 levels, something incredible begins to happen. The numbness fades, the tingling quiets. The legs feel more alive, more responsive, more stable. The body reawakens the way a dimming light bulb brightens when electricity finally flows freely again. In one clinical study, patients with nerve damage from B12 deficiency showed dramatic improvement in nerve conduction speed within months of restoring their vitamin levels. In another study, older adults who could barely climb stairs experienced measurable gains in leg strength and walking speed simply from correcting B12 deficiency without changing their exercise routines. That's how transformative this nutrient can be. It doesn't just support nerve function, it reignites it. And when the nerves awaken, the legs follow. But the real warning is this: B12 deficiency is easy to miss, and the damage is slow but relentless. You don't feel it as it begins. You only feel it later, after the nerves have already suffered. That's why awareness matters, because the solution is simple. You don't need exotic supplements. You don't need expensive treatments. You just need consistent sources of B12, whether through eggs and yogurt in the morning, chicken or salmon at dinner, or nutritional yeast sprinkled over your meals if you're plant-based. A single tablespoon of fortified nutritional yeast can deliver the full daily requirement, and for many, that alone can begin reversing deficiency symptoms. The most powerful truth in this story is that your legs are not failing you. They're signaling you. Tingling is a signal. Numbness is a signal. Heavy legs are a signal. Fatigue is a signal. These signals aren't signs of aging. They're messages from your nerves telling you they are starving for the nutrient that allows them to function. Vitamin B12 is more than a vitamin. It is the electricity of movement, the spark of muscle power, the silent guardian of balance, coordination, and strength. When you restore it, you restore the very foundation of your mobility. The body is always trying to heal. You just have to give it what it has been missing. Every day, your legs carry you through a world that never slows down. They lift you, stabilize you, and propel you forward. But hidden beneath your skin, beneath the muscles and veins and arteries, there is a silent battle happening inside your legs, a battle for oxygen, for circulation, for life itself. And this battle is shaped by one nutrient so powerful and so overlooked that most people have no idea their legs depend on it for survival. That nutrient is vitamin E. People think of vitamin E as just an antioxidant, some kind of immune booster, something they've heard about but never truly understood. But in reality, vitamin E is the guardian of your circulation, the protector of your arteries, the molecule that stands between healthy blood flow and a slow, suffocating decline in vascular health. Your legs are the furthest point from your heart, and that means blood has to fight gravity every second of your life just to reach them. The slightest problem in circulation can show up first in your calves, your feet, your ankles. If you've ever felt unexplained leg cramps, cold feet, or fatigue that hits your legs before the rest of your body, chances are your circulation isn't operating at full power. And circulation has a silent enemy, oxidative stress. It stiffens arteries, thickens blood, and chokes off the oxygen supply that your muscles desperately need. But this is where vitamin E steps in like a shield. Scientists call vitamin E one of the most potent lipid-soluble antioxidants in the human body. It embeds itself inside your cell membranes, inside your blood vessels, and inside the fatty acids that form the structure of every artery. Its mission is simple but vital: stop oxidative stress from damaging the walls of your blood vessels. Because once that damage begins, everything changes. When LDL cholesterol becomes oxidized, which happens when free radicals attack it, it becomes sticky, dangerous, and prone to forming plaque. This is the beginning of artery blockage. But research from the National Institutes of Health shows that vitamin E can reduce LDL oxidation by up to 40%. Imagine that. 40% less oxidative damage, 40% less vulnerability, 40% more protection for the arteries that keep your legs alive. And yet, shockingly, studies show that nearly 90% of adults fail to consume enough vitamin E through diet alone. The consequences are subtle at first: mild cramps, fatigue, tight calves, a feeling that your legs don't recover as fast as they used to, but over time the arteries become less flexible. Blood can't move as freely, Oxygen delivery slows, and the legs begin to feel heavier, weaker, and more distant from the energy they once had. In one study from Harvard researchers, people with low vitamin E levels had significantly worse peripheral circulation than those with adequate levels. Another study showed that vitamin E supplementation improved capillary blood flow in the lower legs within weeks, not months, weeks. This is because vitamin E does more than protect your arteries. It keeps them supple. It maintains the elasticity of blood vessel walls, allowing them to expand and contract the way healthy vessels should. Without this elasticity, every heartbeat becomes a struggle, every step becomes a drain, and every muscle contraction in your legs works with less oxygen than it needs. Your muscles weren't designed to operate in oxygen debt. They weren't built for restricted circulation. They were built to move, to carry you, to sustain your life. But they can't do that without the nutrient that protects their blood supply. Picture a person taking a walk. Their legs feel tired after only a short distance. They sit down more often. They chalk it up to aging. But it's not age, it's physiology. The blood vessels feeding their leg muscles are inflamed, stressed, and struggling to remain open, all because they lack enough vitamin E to protect them from the everyday damage caused by oxygen, by stress, by inflammation, and even by exercise itself. That's the irony. Exercise increases oxidative stress inside the body, and without vitamin E, the very activity meant to strengthen your legs can cause more wear and tear than your body can repair. This is why athletes, especially runners and cyclists, often have higher vitamin E needs. Their muscles consume more oxygen. Their cells generate more free radicals. Their blood vessels undergo more repeated mechanical stress. And vitamin E is the one molecule designed to neutralize the damage. Now imagine another person, someone who begins every day with a handful of almonds or sunflower seeds, someone who includes spinach or avocado in their lunch, someone who eats whole foods instead of processed snacks. Their arteries function differently. Their blood flows smoother, their legs feel lighter, stronger, more alive. This is not placebo. This is biology. Almonds provide 45% of your daily vitamin E in a single small handful. Sunflower seeds contain even more. Avocados deliver vitamin E along with healthy fats that help your body absorb it. Spinach contains vitamin E as well as nitrates that increase blood flow. When these foods enter your system, vitamin E begins reinforcing your circulation from the inside out. It embeds into your cells, it shields your vessels, it improves oxygenation to the lowest, hardest to reach muscles in your legs. This is why people who increase their vitamin E intake often report something surprising. Their legs don't just feel stronger, they feel younger. But the most stunning truth is this: vitamin E deficiency can take years to reveal itself, silently damaging the vascular system until symptoms finally appear. And when they do appear, they're often dismissed: muscle weakness, poor balance, nerve issues, fatigue, because vitamin E is not just a circulation nutrient, it also protects nerve cells from oxidative stress. In fact, severe vitamin E deficiency can mimic neurological disorders. The nerves in the legs can misfire, signals can be lost, balance can deteriorate. This is how deeply vitamin E is woven into your survival. It protects muscles, it protects nerves, it protects arteries, it protects the very systems that keep you upright and moving. And yet it's one of the nutrients people ignore most. But when you bring it back, when you nourish your body with almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, avocados, or high-quality plant oils, you flip a switch inside your biology. The blood flows easier. The muscles receive oxygen faster. The nerves function with greater clarity. The legs regain their rhythm, their endurance, their strength. The human body is not designed to fail. It is designed to repair if you give it what it needs. Vitamin E is one of its greatest protectors, and when you restore it, you restore the life inside your legs. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your loved ones, and keep your body in motion. This is Dr. Mandell. Stay healthy, stay strong, and make it a great day.